No, we're pleased to welcome now Tom Massengill, the owner of ASI. Tom, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your company, ASI. You're in the telecommunications business, also do some network cabling and security as well, right? Physical security.
Pretty much anything low voltage.
Okay.
We don't deal with stuff that hurts you, but if a low voltage device hangs off of it, we primarily do it.
I got you. Yeah, and that's a good distinction. So a lot of times when you talk about the cabling, and of course every building we walk in today has got both, right? It's got the electrical cabling, and behind the scenes also a cabling plant, which is a low voltage type cabling that connects all this stuff together we're accustomed to and we rely on, our phones, our computer devices, et cetera. Even if it's a wireless environment, still got to have cables to go to those access points.
Cable going to something.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so and pretty much you've serviced the northeastern part of the state, is that right?
We primarily stay in the 18 counties in the northeast section, 82 north, 55 east, and then state line to state line.
Okay, and also includes design installation support of business phone systems as well.
Correct. Yeah. That's the biggest part of our business. Security in the last 15 years has gotten to be a lot more of it. We were originally, the name of the company is Alarm Securities Incorporated, ASI. Yeah. But we brought the phone system side of it in 29 years ago. Yeah. So it was, we're working on 30. And
those are typically integrated these days, and right? And of course, with the advent and the ubiquity of the internet, all this stuff, of course, connects, and now you can manage all that stuff remotely and get notified remotely and have total access. But how about video, though, Tom? I mean, that's really, a few years ago, that was kind of expensive and sort of reserved for the larger enterprises, but now this is affordable for everybody.
Well, it's unfortunately one of the things the market's done is, in some ways, has been a race to the bottom.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
You know, the customers, we settled on a product line on the video side of things that's kind of the middle of the road. It's the Chevy product.
Okay.
It's not your down and dirty cheap, and most of the customers that we support don't need the Cadillac.
Okay.
You know, they needed to do certain things for them, and that's where we landed, and it's been a good, we found a good niche in the market.
Yeah.
So
have you heard from customers that have said that they feel better about their property, their assets being secure when they know they've got video surveillance? It's just a peace of mind of knowing they pick the phone up and tap an app and see all the video feeds in real time.
Well, one of the things that I've talked to business owners about is we love our business, but we don't want to be married to it 24/7, 7 days a week, 365. So having video and audio and some of that stuff allows them to leave their business and still be able to monitor what's going on and know that their business is being taken care of when they do get their deserved break.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're seeing more and more of that. Video has changed the world, and especially audio with video.
Yeah, that's a good point. And now the cameras, way more sophisticated and affordable, sophisticated cameras that have infrared technology and movement detection technology, night vision, all that sort of stuff now.
Well, and AI has gotten to be a much bigger part of it. Because now, if you want to know if a human being walks up versus a car versus a leaf blowing across there, you've got the AI involved are embedded in most of the cameras now that you can do that. So you can see what you need to see when you need to see it, be alerted when you need to be alerted.
What about schools, Tom? These are facilities that need maximum physical security. You have some customers in that arena?
We do, and churches as well.
Yeah.
So both of those markets are good markets for us. What we do is we evaluate the most likely places for events to happen and try to mitigate that. You know, we'd rather have a little episode outside and not be an event inside.
I got you.
So we try to keep people out that needs to stay out and let people in you need to let in. And that's a balancing act.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to figure out, how to do that.
Yeah. And there's been a rash of some security issues, at least from a threats perspective. We've been tracking it in our news department across the schools in the state of Mississippi. What the heck's going on?
People, they're crazy.
Yeah, that's about all you can say about it. But this technology, honestly is the only way to address that issue. You can't have enough people and post them and stage them and position them everywhere they'd have to be to protect against this. Now, people use these tools of technology for security, but you really got to have a comprehensive physical security system and video surveillance system, alerting, notification system.
Well, and it all goes back to the plan. What is your security plan?
Okay.
And no matter what you plan for, something else can happen. But if it's planned right, if it's implemented right, if it's designed right, it will give you the maximum potential to keep an event from happening.
And you're so right. That's the key, is to detect these potential threats and head them off before they become a problem inside the school buildings or churches, as the case may be.
Wherever it is. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what this technology allows you to do.
And we're seeing more and more just private manufacturing plants and everything else. We just got to keep people out. You know, we can't let the door be open, you know, and employees go out like they did 10 years ago. They just can't do it.
A shame that we've gotten to that point, but I guess the good news is we've got all this diverse technology available to help with that.
Absolutely.
To solve that problem and address that issue. I remember in my own business that for years, you know, our doors were open. We didn't worry about that. You wanted to come in our building and visit with our receptionist. You had business there or something, so be it. But things got to the point where we had to lock the dang doors and implement electronic security systems that we'd have to allow somebody to come in.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it's where we are in 2024.
Yeah.
And it's not. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, yeah, I think you're probably right about that. And you know, nothing that is more heartbreaking than when you have these incidents, especially shootings, inside a school. It just seems like with all the technology we have today, we ought to be able to avoid that. I'm just wondering, Tom, if it's because they don't have a comprehensive plan.
I think 90% of the time they think through about 60% of the plan.
Okay.
And then the other 40% is left to just luck. You know, dumb luck sometimes and bad luck sometimes.
Yeah. Now, is this something your company could actually assist them with or connect them with people that perhaps could handle that part of it?
Yeah, and we don't do that.
Yeah.
We're going to count on
outside of your,
You tell me what you think you need us to install to make this plan work, and we can do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
But, you know, as far as, you know, if it's a simple three-door church, sure, you know, small building or even a manufacturing plant. But when it's schools and stuff, we prefer to have somebody they understand all the avenues and all the potential threats that are there that we don't even think about in day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, like I said earlier, most people are accustomed to not being tethered with a cable to connect to systems and so forth. But, again, a really high-quality structured cabling environment is still pretty important in all these buildings. You still have to have that.
Got to do it.
And that's what your group does.
We do.
And you got to do that right.
Yeah. And, you know, we pride ourselves in not only does it work, but it's not an eyesore. You don't have an equipment closet that you go and go, oh, my God, that's never going to work. You know, now we go in quite a few and straighten those up. Yeah. But, you know, it's got to be designed, and even the cabling's got to be designed and designed right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And now we've got all sorts of categories of cables and just different materials and different technologies involved and all that. That's pretty complex these days as well.
Well, you know, in the day you had a 10 meg internet connection and you had a 100 meg connection to the desktop. You were fine, and now you can get whatever speed you want. It has changed everything.
Tom, appreciate it. Enjoy talking to you.
Man, yes, sir. Thank you. Tom
Massengill, owner of ASI, has been our guest. Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. In the afternoon portion of Middays, we've got Keith Conley, Alderman at Large with New Albany, and Betsy Hamilton, the MDAH board member. Stay